Hey everyone, my name's Pete. I'm head of product here at Toolpath, and today I'm excited to share a brand new feature that we've been working on called the AI agent. So we built this feature to sort of be the other AI that helps you configure Toolpath to work how you want to machine in your shop. We already have the machining AI, which handles all the things about how to machine a part geometry, but we've introduced the AI agent as the second AI that configures Toolpath to work like your shop. So let's get into how it works. I've got a cut config open that's brand new, and I'm gonna go ahead and upload a tool library that looks like a tool library that you'd see in really any shop. It's got a few different tools, and the big thing about most people's tool libraries is they're not super well organized. So if we go through this tool library, you see there's a bunch of tools that just have default presets because we weren't working from presets. And there's a few different tools that have presets that I've actually made, but their naming convention could just be AL General. It could be something where I have a roughing and a finishing. It could be something where I've thrown a few different presets, and I'm not sure what they are. So the AI agent is really good at taking all this information, understanding how your shop works, and then turning that into something that makes Toolpath machine how you want to machine. So I'll go over to this new tab called the AI agent, and I'll just tell it what the situation is. Here's my tool library. I've got some presets called things like AL General or Finishing Aluminum. Ignore the default presets and use the current presets that I've made to get this tool library configured how I want. So now the AI agent's gonna go to work. Now the magic of this is we've spent a lot of time building in different skills and tools that the AI can actually use to interact with the entire Toolpath system. So it understands speeds and feeds, it understands different styles of machining and different types of tools. What it's doing right now is it's just going through and it's looking up your tool libraries, seeing what's in there, and looking through all the presets to understand, hey, how should these tools be used in aluminum? So we've got a response here. Let's see what it says. So just as I asked, it went through, it found all the existing presets that I made, and it took those and assigned those to Toolpath roles. It gives us a little list of what it's done. So based on this audit, we can see we have all the Toolpath roles covered. And if we go through these different tools, we can actually see that it's populated a list of all the Toolpath roles based on my presets. So in this one, I had one called finishing. It transmitted that all to finishing, and it took all my roughing feed rates and is using those for doing all the roughing operations. Same goes for the face mill. You can see these ones that are assigned are in green. These are actually mapped to a Toolpath role. Now there's still a few tools that just had default preset, so it left those alone. So what I'll say now is, okay, based on the custom presets I made, please assign cutting presets to the tools that we didn't have anything assigned for. For RPM, I like to run 15K maxed out in aluminum. So here I'm just telling you the personal preference of mine. Hey, for all these end mills in aluminum, let's just do 15K RPM. And then I'm gonna say for feed rate, figure out the relationship of feed per tooth to tool diameter, i.e. diameter times X, that is built into my current presets, and use that to compute the values for the other tools, roughing and finishing. So I just gave it a bunch to do, and it's actually really good at kind of doing this bulk data. So now it's going through, it's going to inspect the presets I already had, figure out sort of how much I'm feeding based on diameter, and then extrapolate that to the smaller tools. So you can see right here as it's working, it actually just populated all those feeds and speeds for this 1/16 end mill, did the 1/8 inch. So it's gone through, and any missing tools, it added these for. Now, it runs this audit procedure, and it's still telling me, hey, you don't have anything for surfacing, engraving, key seat, or tap. So I want to handle those. Now, for the tapping and drilling, what I want to do is just enable default libraries. So I'll say for tapping and for drills, please enable inch libraries. Because we already have those generic tool libraries built into Toolpath, we'll just tell it to use those instead of custom ones because I don't feel like building out those tools. And then I don't really care too much about engraving and key seat, but I do want surfacing. So I'm going to show you another trick we have up our sleeve. I'll go over here to MSC and I want this 3/8 ball mill. So what I'll do is I'm just going to screenshot this and send this into Toolpath. So I'll take that and then I'll screenshot the specs of the tool. And then I'll send in the screenshot of the spec table. And then I'll tell it, for surfacing, please add the tool in the screenshot. Only enable it for surfacing, 15,000 RPM at 160 IPM. Okay. So now we can see it's done here. It's added this as tool 23. It's created a surfacing preset as I asked it to at 160 IPM, and then also went ahead and enabled drill recommendation libraries and tap recommendation libraries. So if I go over to the libraries tab, I can see that it's now enabled these drill and tap libraries. This AI agent is a super powerful tool. We're really excited about it. It's made our lives so much easier just in testing it with how well it does understanding context and configuring tool libraries in bulk. As we continue to develop, you'll see the AI agent in other places in the app. Today it's just in cut configs, but in the coming weeks, you'll see it in other places like in the part report. So yeah, go ahead, go on to Toolpath, check it out, and let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.